I've had friends that life happened, like you talked about, Alex.
Yeah.
So yes, we did have a brief period where we weren't as close as we used to be because our careers went in different ways. And as friends, of course, we had our differences. I mean, what kind of friendship we
Don't have differences.
But as adults, when we grew up, we came together and we talked about it over a huge bottle of gin. Oh, so this is what happened. Hey, small picking the warriors that year, Sha.
How do you cope with the persistent rumors about your sexuality? How do you handle that one? You mentioned your dad passing through while you were in the house.
Yeah, it was one of the toughest things I had to deal with because before I went into the house, I watched him just suffer, and I was praying every day. I've never cried so much in my life, eh? Every day, tears.
No, I thought that the way you handled the rape allegation.
Oh, that one.
Last year was such a master class.
The luck I had is that it was from a troll account. Another thing I've learned from being in a failed relationship is it's not everything your significant other is supposed to know about you. I lost a friendship because of that. A lot of people are raised in a transactional way as opposed to those of us that were raised with love.
So recently, because people are monitoring you, so they're like, they saw you liking your former best friend or whatever, Alex Okobo's post. He's liking your own post. They thought people were fighting, not fighting. What you know that has been a subject of speculation for years.
Yeah, whenever fighting.
Yes. Now, I know you. You're a cool guy. That's when you came here. I said, this is why nobody hates you. What I want to ask you, so first I want to ask you, you say you've had people betray your trust. You say it's my producer. I wonder, but you are such a nice, for what I can see.
Very important.
For what I can see.
You don't know whether I've been wished.
Every time I've met you, everything I've done you for over many years. You know, you've always been a cool guy. You don't look for, just happy energy. If you offend somebody, you say sorry. So first, in fact, no, let's go answer that one before we go to this Alex Okobo gist. So what leads to betrayal of trust by friends? And why does that recur?
I think it's envy. I think it's the wrong reasons for the friendship. I think a lot of people are raised in a transactional way as opposed to those of us that were raised with love.
This thing you said is deep.
It's very deep. That's why it's very important that you find your tribe. It's very, very important.
Sorry. It's very important you find your tribe.
That's why I keep telling people it's okay to say you're not my tribe. You're not my tribe. We can be amicable.
Yes.
We can be from a distance. We can love each other. But you don't work for me. Square hole, round peg. You're a round peg. You find a round hole and put it in. If you're a square peg, find a square hole and put it in. It's very simple.
Yeah.
It's not, like I said, God did not create all of us to be the same.
Yeah.
And even in the Bible, I don't even think God wants all of us to be one. God doesn't want that.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be different, but we're supposed to be amicable. We're not supposed to judge each other. We're not supposed to hate each other because of our differences. We're supposed to accept those differences and allow each person to thrive in their own tribe.
Right.
Bam. So those are the lessons I've learned. So now I know how to look out for authenticity, genuineness, empathy. Yeah. You cannot be part of my tribe if you're not an empath. Right. You can't. Because empathy is my way of life. Okay, because rape is such a huge allegation, so is murder and whatever other thing. Other things I would ignore, because I learned from the past that when you respond, you give fire to it. Yeah. So I just went about it the legal way. Right. And it was one of those moments where I had to consult with very good friends. Right. I could have gone online to be like, what do I do? How do I prove myself? Where do I go from here? Nah, I'm too grown to do that. So I still did the what do I do? Where do I go from here? But with my trusted circle. Yes. People that trusted me. Yes. Or people that I trust. People that trust me, actually, not trusted. People that know me. Yeah. Female and male. Yeah. And they gave me their own take. They gave me their own advice. And my spirit connected with whatever advice that, whoever gave. And I've called her name in this interview. She was one of the first to tell me how to go about it. I talked to my lawyer. And we did everything. Like, my lawyer would give me what to say, and then she would be like, okay. So first of all, she didn't even tell me, like, I cannot, she didn't even say something like, I will vouch for you. But after going through it, she was like, this is obviously a fake account. So, but what would have happened if it was a real human being that I'd had an encounter with? Maybe someone, like one of these leeches that had come into my life, I had found attractive and had done something with. And she had come out to say this.
How do you cope with the persistent rumors about your sexuality? How do you handle that one?
I get it. Because if you want to sleep with me, it's okay to ponder, would he like me? Is he into me? And you know, we live in a country where rejection is not really taught. You know, people are not really taught how to handle rejection. So when they see you as someone they can't get, they will look for a reason to validate why you don't want them.
I am flawed, but I am good. I am flawed, but I am good. And one of the most important books we read this year is The Laws of Human Nature. And I read that many of us, all of us, and this is an idea that psychologists have studied through time, you know, the idea that we all have weaknesses and flaws and a dark side, you know, and sometimes we want to hide that side. We want to pretend to be perfect. We want to pretend to be good, always good, all nice, always nice, because we want people to like us. We want them to admire us. And we think that when they see the parts of us that we don't really like, then they won't like us anymore. And so we begin to perform our entire lives. And I saw myself in Uti saying that. I've seen myself perform to be liked, to be admired, to be respected, to be loved, to be desired, to be wanted. I've seen it. I've seen it more times than I think that I want to, that I think I should at this stage. I'm like, Chude, you're performing. Why are you performing? Why do they need to like you? Why do you need to try so hard?
The people that are for you are for you. The people that are not for you, if you like, be as well behaved as Mother Teresa, they would always find something that they will use to discredit you.
And I was hearing from Uti saying, you have to learn to be good to yourself, to be good for yourself, to become your own safe, warm space, to be your own best friend, your own comforter, your own space where if everybody else doesn't understand you, doesn't like you, doesn't love you, and they will, because we all have our tries. But if you come to the place where you're like, I don't care to be liked, I just want to live in a space of truth and authenticity, that is the place where joy comes.
How they view me is no concern of mine. It's, you know, what I've learned over the past few years is people will judge you as a result of how they judge themselves.